First, ask Chopped how to set up a Python IDE, and then the response includes several detailed steps and one optional step. We can choose two of these steps as the starting point for our next action, including Step 1, Install Python. Step 3, Install and Setup versus Code, Recommended IDE. However, the information provided in Step 1 and Step 3 is still quite simple and does not provide good guidance for us to carry out specific actions. Therefore, we need to further inquire with Chopped about the specific content of the above two steps. Next, we will go through the first step, asking Chopped how to install Python. Then, we can get detailed instructions for different operating systems. Since my demonstration environment is Linux, the corresponding information in the steps is already very detailed. Therefore, I choose to directly refer to the response information and start installing Python on my Ubuntu. First, open a terminal, copy the command from the Chopped response, and check whether Python is installed. Check the command execution result on the terminal. We can see that Python is not installed by default on my computer. Next, continue to copy the command from Chopped response to check if Python 3 has been installed. The result this time is perfect. My computer has Python 3 installed by default. If we only need to do the simplest Python development work, our Python installation can be ended. However, in most cases, Python development requires the use of packages provided by others, so we need to refer to the corresponding steps in Chopped response. Optional, install pip Python package manager to complete pip installation. View the command execution result on the terminal. We can see that my computer has successfully installed pip. With Python and pip installed, our step 1, install Python, has been completed. Next, we will continue with step 3, install and setup versus code. First, ask Chopped how to install and setup versus code, and then we will get an answer that includes several detailed steps or optional steps. Unfortunately, our question and the response from Chopped was not detailed enough. We need to change our question and ask Chopped again. Our question this time is, how to install and setup versus code on Linux, because my computer is a Linux system. If your computer is Windows or Mac, please change the prompt to how to install and setup versus code on Windows or how to install and setup versus code on Mac, respectively. Chopped perfectly responded to the latest question. From now on I just need to follow the corresponding steps one by one. Because my computer is an Ubuntu system, I choose method 1, using package manager, for Ubuntu, Debian-based systems. 1.update packages, open a terminal and copy the following command to update my system packages. 2.install dependencies, open a terminal and copy the following command to install wget and GPG on my system. 3.import Microsoft GPG key, open a terminal and copy the following command to import the GPG key required for verifying the packages. 4.add versus code repository, open a terminal and copy the following command to add the Visual Studio Code repository to my system. 5.install versus code, open a terminal and copy the following command to update my package cache and install versus code. After completing the above 5 steps, check the command execution results on the terminal. We can see that all commands are executed normally, which means that Xcode has been successfully installed on my computer. Next, we search for Visual Studio Code in the application menu to launch versus code. Or you can running code from the terminal to launch versus code. Then we follow the guide provided by 3. Install extension for Python development. To start installing the following recommended extensions: Python by Microsoft for Python development, Pylance by Microsoft for rich Python IntelliSense, code suggestions, Jupyter, optional if you want to use Jupyter notebooks. Python docstring generator helps generate docstrings for functions and methods. Then we follow the guide provided by 5. Configure Python interpreter and versus code. To configure Python interpreter, we select the default Python 3 recommended by the system. Up to now, we have completed the common configuration of Python IDE, versus code. Next, let's open and run a Python script to verify the features of versus code. Click the Explorer icon in the activity bar of versus code to switch to the Explorer view, and then click the Open Folder button to select a folder containing Python scripts. Finally, we select hello.py, and then click the triangle in the upper right corner of the editor to run the script, and then we can see the script running result below. Finally, if you are interested in this video, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.